Hello, my name is Brant. Today is the ninth day of April, 2022, and my talk or today is why is this happening? What's going on? What's going on? Why is there such much? Why is there such chaos that's taking place around us? Why is there so much action, or so to speak, people speaking of this and that, whatever? So. Um, Part of me wants to say simply is that these what's happening is to get your eyes off of something else, get your eyes on them, and be in fear, so to speak. That's my thinking. That's why the news is there. I believe that what's happening in Ukraine is again another psychological operation. I believe that the people want to separate is Putin's a good guy and Biden's a bad guy. Guys, we got to get over this shit. They're all on the same team. They're all on the same team. They're actors, you see, and they work in a way to play a bad guy one moment and then they play a good guy. And you have to realize simply is this that they're there to distract you. Get it? They're there to distract you. So one of the telltale signs to me is that the media said that the Russians were using their older tanks in this war in Ukraine. I guess basically simply we don't have video or footage of their new modern tanks, and these probably were at one time maneuvers that were used in the past that probably are not even Russians. They're probably maybe even Ukrainian tanks, which were given to the Russia that Ukraine was part of. It was kept, if you understand the whole issue of Ukraine and Russia, and that Ukraine has always been somewhat controlled, just like almost all of Eastern Europe has been controlled, either Bulgaria, um, Romania, Poland, Lithuania, Estonia, and Latvia, and naturally the countries of the Czech Republic, Slovakia, and others. I want to read something from Scripture, even though I've come from a Christian background. I thought this was pertinent because there was a friend on Facebook recently has been sharing some things of what he's seeing um, to do with the moon is in the same spot. He has been analyzing the moon here for the last 4 or 5 days, and what I understand, and he's saying the moon is not moving; it's staying in the same spot. And so, what I wanted to do is simply is to share with you something that I will read from Scripture here, and I think is pertinent. I wonder if it is the sign of the times. So this is from Luke 21, verses 25 and 26. And again, I'm not saying this is all true, but I am saying something is going on. Our weather is changing, and I don't believe that actually the chemtrails are part of that. In some ways, I think the chemtrails are, in one way, is to blind out the sun, to keep the sun from actually heating up the earth. That's my thinking, or trying to keep us from seeing other signs that may be out there. They're trying to cover that up. Okay, so this is Jesus talking, and it says, "And there will be signs in sun and moon and stars, and upon the earth dismay among nations, in perplexion, in perplexion at the roaring of the sea and the waves, men fainting from fear, and their expectations of the things which are coming upon the world, for the powers of the heavens will be shaken." Now, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but I sense that something is going to happen. And what's happening is that these psychological things, operations, are a cover to get your attention on one thing when reality simply is that you need to be out in nature and sense something else. So this is it. See, there are people who are in fear right now. In fact, a gentleman here that I've alluded to recently, from what I saw yesterday, a video by a gentleman named, let's see if I can find it here. Yes. This is a video he did, Dystopia, the horrible time we live in. This is a psychologist, is what I guess he is. He did this particular video a month ago, 3 weeks ago, is what I understand. Someone pointed it to me yesterday, and I watched it. Very enlightened what's happening. He's sharing. I don't agree with everything he shares there, but I do see what he's trying to point out. So this is what he's talking about here is the dystopia, the horrible time we live in. And I guess this is based upon the 32nd Euro Congress of Psychologists and Psychiatrists. So that was what I wanted to share, that part, which I did share earlier, why people are in this particular deal. And what I'm understanding and seeing here is that the whole apparatus here is to trap us, to keep us from the truth. It's getting our vision, it's getting our eyes on something else. If we can go back to the story of the Wizard of Oz and what takes place, and eventually we come to the Emerald City, and there's somebody behind the curtain, and the one who's actually creating all this apparatus. And that's this whole Wizard of Oz is a showing or a demonstration of what is really going on in our world today, in the real world, or is it a fantasy world? And so what I see and what I want to share is the whole idea simply is that we must not be in fear. We must see the signs of times and make appropriate things or appropriate precautions, but not to be in fear, you see, and not to have our lives in fear. And one antidote I have for myself is actually going out in the woods when I feel discouraged, or I just simply want to be out in the beauty around me and to be out in the sun and to experience the water running around me, hearing birds crowing like the crows, the geese, all types of little animals out there making their noises, the woodpeckers. All these things are viable for us because that is reality. That's reality. That's the natural world. We don't live in that natural world, folks, because we've set up our own apparatus like a house, like I live in. So we don't live out in the woods, you see. We have conveniences, modern conveniences like lighting, like electricity, like being able to wash your clothes and drying them instead of the old-fashioned way. We have far more modern conveniences than even our parents had in many respects. Like, for example, a dishwasher. You see, you actually have a dishwasher. You have now what I call more leisure time than you ever had before in the past. But that's all changing again as the whole cycle is starting a change again, as the United States is no longer the economic power it once was. And that's just something you need to know. But anyway, so this particular gentleman is saying simply is that the moon has actually stayed in the same place. And so that's why sometimes we are not able to see the full moon. They want to cover that up. Crow had he did a particular video. I tried to share this with a couple people here a couple days ago, 2 or 3 days ago. When he went out, he had a telescope and he started filming the moon when it was actually bright. Most people don't do this. Most people, rather, because they don't think there's anything to see there, but there is plenty to see. I'm giving a plug for him because there's so much truth he's offering folks for $8 a month. Give me a break. If you can't take the time out, do this. See, what I'm trying to say simply is, if you have a passion for truth, you'll do what you have to do to find the truth. You're listening to that voice within yourself, and you're saying, $8 is not that much. I want to know. I want to know the truth. I'm willing to find the truth. That's why Scripture says, seek, knock, and ask. Ask, seek, and knock. Because you're persistent, because you're looking for the truth. You're not playing around. Your whole mental state is simply as I want to know the truth. My life is dedicated to that. I never realized that until probably the last month or so, that that's all I'm seeking. I'm seeking truth about who I am. What am I doing here? Where am I going? So what, is there some type of lesson I'm supposed to learn here? Well, I think there is. That's why we have certain traumas in our lives that take place. What else do you think they're there for? And they're, as far as I can take as a given, simply is they're younger souls here and they're older souls. So there's this idea simply is to, and I'm somewhat guilty sometimes of this, as even I'm sharing now. Most of young souls are not going to see this. They're not going to understand this. But the ones who are after me, who seek truth, are going to find it because that's what they're here for. But they're only a minority of these. There's never been what we call a wide path. Jesus explained that simply is he was part of the narrow way. It wasn't about religion, folks. It has nothing to do with religion. The whole world system itself is in itself is to destroy you, to corrupt you, to bring you down. That's what it's all about. And we have in this moment of time an opportunity to investigate and seek these things out. We have the opportunity simply on the internet to find truth. But that's going to only be there for a little while, folks. They're not going to allow that to continue on, but they have to. You see, they have to open the door because if they didn't, those who supposedly rule this planet, those we don't even know who are, who seek to control it, have to open the door in order for you to seek this, because if they didn't, they would reap karma themselves. So what I'm seeing here is the idea that simply is that only those who seek the truth and seek it out will find the truth. Those that don't won't. You can give some wise proverb to some people, and it just goes right over their head. They don't see the meaning of it. They don't understand. That's why Scripture says simply as Jesus says, let the dead bury the dead. Why should I, quote unquote, give you all the precious stone here to what I call those that don't appreciate it? Because they don't understand it. And that's why you have to be aware of the wisdom you have within yourself. So again, I'm not thumping the Bible, you see, but I am saying simply is why is this happening? This is something really unusual. And that's why, again, like I said, this professor was sharing this. He says basically it's nothing like this has ever happened in mankind. Well, it may have happened before, but the problem simply is we don't have any records of it, type of thing. Why is there certain things happening? Why, like I did yesterday's video, why is the weather weird? What's going on with the weather? No, I don't think man has control of all that. He may think he does, but something's bigger going on here, much bigger. And this is the opportunity, as scriptures also say, it's the time of the harvest, the wheat, and the tares. And it's an illustration again. Jesus wasn't a religion, folks. He was an example for us to live. He is no Superman, so to speak. And we don't know if he was even real, folks. We don't. All we have is what's been written down here, so to speak. And what man has done, what Constantine did, but even before that, there were those who were making Jesus as a pinnacle of some type of religion. And that's what we call Christianity. And they're also based upon the masculine. Islam is based upon the masculine. Judaism, and so is Christianity. It's all based upon a masculine deal. When there's got to be a little problem with that also. You have to think about that too. You got to have your open mind and ask questions here. You see, why is the feminine no longer involved? Why is there not wholeness here? You see, why are women not allowed to speak in churches? Are they not less than man? Well, that's what it's illustrating, isn't it? I'm not saying everyone has a right to speak and share unless they have some knowledge and wisdom. But anyway, that's my take on this. I laid in bed this morning early and had these ideas, and so I wanted to share this today for you. Again, this is not going to be a long video. Again, this is a information that I gleaned from someone else that that was explaining what he was seeing around him. And he said that basically the moon has been still for the last 4 or 5 days. And that should, I think he's correct. He's an older man, actually probably older than I am. And he is explaining simply is that there's something going on out there. So anyway, I just wanted to share this with you, and I wish you a great day. Again, if you have questions, always ponder anything. Don't be set in your beliefs. Beliefs take you away. Even though I'm older, I do have beliefs. Yes, there's a struggle. There's many struggles. For me, simply is that Christianity was a big struggle for me in their belief system. But you can get over that if you're searching for the truth. And reality simply is, my God is truth. Truth is my God. I don't worship a God. I worship truth, because truth will set me free. And Jesus said that. Truth will set you free. You see. All right. Have a marvelous day. The clouds are showing up again today. Looks like they were a little bit bluer today, but they're now starting to look like more rain clouds. I don't know if we're going to get rain or not. But anyway, have a great day. Take care. Also, Discerning What is True, my channel. Look into it. And ask questions. There's nothing wrong with asking questions. I'll try to answer your questions best I can. Take care.